if we just go ahead and talk about this new CBA that the NBA got going on, and honestly, some of it is real good, some of it is real funky. So I'm gonna just go ahead and start with what I gotta say about the new CBA. I think the salary cap, honestly, it's a little bit confusing. It's still new, and a lot of us are gonna have to get used to it. And I like the way they're gonna roll it out because it's just really moving towards a more like, I want to say, NFL type salary cap, to where it's like, I stole this from Sheldon, the analogy. We won't get these superstar teams like the Warriors had with Steph, Clay, KD, Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Draymond. We'll never see those again. I think it makes it to where it's like you can't get these good guys coming in on these low end deals. Like you could think of about when Andre Drummond was supposed to get paid, his big year to get paid. He took a veteran minimum to go with the Lakers. And was it worth it? Looking back, no. So yeah, with the CBA rule changes, Sheldon, what you think about that?
I mean, like I said earlier, all pod, like it. They say it's like if you go over that 17 million of the second cap, that means you can't sign like the mid-level session player. So that means like the example of Dante DiVincenzo, you know, a good player. Like he been a decent player. He been a decent player with the Bucks and all that. No, he didn't get the money he was worth when he tested for agency this past summer. So he goes to the Warriors on a cheap deal. It's like that. Then that will never happen. Or like Danilo Gallinari. Obviously, he hasn't played this year because he was hurt, but we know Gallinari is a decent player. He's a decent player. He signed for the mid-level exception too. That means he wouldn't have gone to the Celtics. So it's kind of it's like, yeah, we don't want you guys to have all these OP
like
teams.
Joe Ingles.
We want it to be more
Joe Ingles and Gordon Dragic. They're not
Joe,
signing with the Bucks. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah, like they want you to have like more even out teams instead of like we always talk about the Warriors or say even like that Cavs team. They can sign like say when they had Darren Williams. Obviously, we didn't think Darren Williams was gonna like kind of fall off at that time. I mean, he was kind of falling off, but we thought he was still gonna contribute. He signed mid-level exception. He goes there. You won't be able to sign them type of players. And what I still don't get like the in-season tournament. Honestly, like
the in-season.
I don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So the in-season tournament isn't actual like games added. It's not games added. It's taking regular games during the season, and this game is gonna be like the first round. It's like they're making the regular season more entertaining. So it's like kind of like how like the postseason, not the play-in. So the play-in is not the postseason. A lot of people try to make it, it's the postseason. It's not. The play-in is the regular season. It's so teams could be incentivized to not tank to make the regular season at the end interesting, and it works. So the regular season is to take the middle of the season when it's kind of like that December, that January, February, March time, like this time. Take those regular games, make it spicy till it's like, oh, they qualify for this. So like they're only playing one extra game. If you like when you win at the season, there's only 83 games played instead of 82. So they're taking regular games and this is the tournament, this is the qualifier, this is the second round. That's what it does. That's what it's doing. It's not really like a real tournament.
And also, I saw something about like I kind of saw it on Pick a Side podcast and somebody else on Twitter. It was like, this is maybe exposure for, say, like the Thunder. Like maybe it can expose them. More people can see Shea in the tournament format. And they were saying how like maybe like the older guys like a LeBron, a Kawhi, Paul George, they probably don't really care about like, the prize incentives and all that stuff. So it's like,
it ain't nothing like an extra $500K from what I was understanding.
I kind of get it, but I get it. Go ahead, Ace. What you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just saying that it ain't. From what I understand, it ain't nothing but extra $500K. It's just a prize incentive. I mean, a money prize incentive.
I think he probably got like a little internet delay. Yeah.
No, but And also, I was gonna say about they didn't mess nothing up with the NBA draft. They still not doing they not good. They still keeping the one and
Yeah,
done.
they're keeping the one and done.
Can't come straight out of high school. They left that alone. And also, the players have to play 65 games. I was just saying that's a weird number, 65. I don't. It's a very weird number, and it's are really these players gonna care? Are they gonna care enough to play 65 games? Are they really? Because it's what if you do get actually hurt? Then it's you can't make up for that. And all NBA is does all NBA really matter to, say, a LeBron James at this stage of his career? Probably not. It's he doesn't really get nothing out of it. Now, let's say we go to a Jaylen Brown. Obviously, he's young, so he's going to play majority of the time. That going to mean something to him because that gives him extra money when he is eligible for the Supermax. So all these type of players. So I think it's more based off of the younger teams. Obviously, it stopped load management, but it didn't stop load management.
I don't really think load management. When you talk about load management, are you thinking load management itself, or are you talking about how teams have to protect their players? Which one are you really thinking about? Because load management is just
I would say,
go ahead.
I would say probably protecting their players, because that's really what load management is. It's they're protecting their players. They're protecting their product.
I don't know. I think it's two different things. I think one, protecting your player and load management is probably two different things. I think maybe so. Because let's say Paul George not playing back-to-backs. Paul George probably he probably can play back-to-backs. But let's say he doesn't play. They just sit him because they don't want to put too much mileage on him. They just want him to be recovered and well rested at the end of the season. Versus that's load management. Versus Kawhi Leonard, who just started playing back-to-backs. It's with him, it's they're protecting him because he literally had damage to his knee, a couple of ACL tears, real things that needed surgery. So it's load management versus protecting the asset. It's if they're sitting players that can go, they can play, I think there's nothing stopping that. But now if they're trying to actually combat stopping players who, you're not going to be able to stop players who they have to protect so they can play long term. But if you're holding back players the regular people, they can go, they can play, that's something that needs to be cut out. But I think that's going to be really hard to do. But I don't know. I think the 65 game rule, the 65 All NBA, the competitions for the awards is. I think that's a lot, and I think it's tricky because you do get players if someone you roll your ankle, that's about 7 games right there. It could be 7.
That's automatic 7, bro. You gonna miss a week. A week and a half, guaranteed now. Anytime somebody roll their ankle, you gonna be out, bro. It's not you coming right back.
That's healing. Nope. That's healing and conditioning. So it's you're gonna roll an ankle. You're gonna get people that they sprain their knees. So 65 is that's the top. I think it needs to probably come down closer to something 55.
Hey, I was just watching on YouTube Fox Sports with Chris Bouchard and Rob Parker. And Rob Parker said that if you miss one game, you should automatically miss 4 games.
Wow.
Because it's let's say if Kawhi Leonard tries to just load manage, right? He's going to load manage for the game and then come back. Then you got to guarantee miss that 4 games. And he was that's going to stop them from just missing these random games. Then it's you're going to have to play. What do you think? What do you think about that?
What's the point?
Hey, but you're still getting played. You're still going to get paid, though. He said you still get paid.
Wait, so you have to miss 4 games?
If you miss 1 game, you have to automatically miss the next 3. Even you're trying to load manage. I'm just going to load manage for this 1 game. Then I know I'm coming back. but since you missed this one game, you have to automatically miss the next 3. Then he was like, if you do that 3 times in the season, that's 12 games right there. And he was like, that's going to stop players from just missing all these games because they're going to want to come back after just missing that one game for no reason.
It sort of works, but it sort of doesn't work. At the same time, the way I'm tinkering it to argue against it is that what happens when we get a stretch of the schedule where it's like we play one good team. We just seen Joel not play against the Denver Nuggets. What happens is like then the 3 teams after that, they probably play like the Bulls, they play the Nets, they play like some, the Magic, the Pistons. They're like, okay, I'm going to just skip this one good game. The next 3 games, I wasn't going to play those anyway. What happens when you're going through season? It's like they're incentivized to skip out on one good game, miss a bunch of other games. That now it's just like, boom, that's even better for us. And then what about for the instance of just like, you still got, so we always think about the players that they've been there, they've done it, they solidified. We know if they Hall of Fame or not. Like they just chasing rings at this point. So the Jaylen Browns, the Jason Tatums, what about them? What it's like he needed to miss that game. He had something personal going on. So what about that? Like it kind of penalizes people who really have things going on, but they still are trying to become all NBA, all team NBA, third team NBA. So it's just like it's trickery with it. Like just if we could come up with that, just because a lot of these issues don't really come up. You're like, dang, I didn't think about that until you do it. So it's like, if we could come up with that issue before that's even implemented, it's like I don't think that's really a true solution. I think it sounds good.
I'm gonna just go with let's say it's a personal reason. Obviously, we don't know. Family matter.
So Andrew
wife pregnant, whatever. So that. Yeah, so I mean that you can't. I mean, if it's a personal reason, you can't do that, bruh. Like we get the notifications all the time on the NBA. It'll be like rest. We just got the notification talking about some Zach LaVine rest. Now, does that pop up on the actual injury report? Probably. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know if that actually pops up on like the actual NBA report. I doubt it, but that's what they come up with. But let's just say he misses for a shoulder. I mean, you go and get that means there's no, like, you can't basically just say, okay, yeah, I had this shoulder injury. Now magically I can just play the next game. But now there's no excuse. You got to have the next 3 days off. I mean, the next 3 games off for that shoulder to actually heal. So there's no excuses now to just miss this magically game. Like, they was just talking about Colin Sexton. He missed 20 games, right? Comes back against the Lakers. Now he's not playing again tonight. So if you missed all them games, you come back against the Lakers, now all of a sudden you got a shoulder injury. Now you're out. Now you just got to miss the next game so you can be fully healed.
Yeah,
no excuses now.
I think Rob Parker, like, his heart's in the right place, but that's not that solution isn't that thought well through. I think 65 games is too high. I think it should come down. I think honestly it should just come down to like 55, somewhere 55. Honestly, all NBA probably shouldn't even have game minimums on it. It should, if you want to put all NBA on like a minimum games, it has to be down to the 50s. I think MVP.
I go 60.
All team one NBA. First all team NBA, maybe 60. Second all team 2. I didn't even know it was a third all NBA team.
Yeah, it's 3.
So that means when you third team, you top 15. I like that they took away the positions.
Yeah, it's the top.
Yeah,
15.
I like that they took away the positions now because like it didn't make sense.
I don't know. It's mixed signals, like not mixed signals, but mixed feelings. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I don't want to like have. Okay, let's just say, Giannis, Joel, Jokic, right? Okay, they're gonna be automatic 3s, right? But let's say another center. Let's just say Cat. That's 4 centers. Like I don't want to see 4 centers on the all NBA team. I'd rather it be like point guard, like Steph, shooting guard, whoever, like James Harden. I don't know. Like it's just mixed feelings about it. It's mixed feelings. Huh? No, it's positionless now. So you can basically have like like I said, it's mixed feelings. Like I just don't want to see 5 centers pop up on
that
all
makes
NBA
sense,
first team. Even though they're having a better even like let's just say they just having a better season. I just don't want to see 5 centers.
Yeah, I get you. I ain't gonna hold you, but for me, it make more sense that it's positionless because it's like, let's say it is 5 centers. I feel like when you could say it's 5 centers, that's a highlight. They're like, man, look what a league at right now. Like, if you really want the best position in the league right now, is the centers. And it was a time when it was like the best position in the league is the guards. It was like, let's see if we would have seen like a Damian Lillard, a Steph Curry, a Kyrie. If we would see, it's like, yo, like the best positions in the league is it. I think when it's positionless, it just highlights what positions are running the league and dominating the league. So I think when you try to force it to be like, oh, he's the best center, or he's the best forward, because like, what about Chris Middleton? Chris Middleton is a what? Shooting guard, small forward, but he can be voted. He can be voted for both. So it's like, really, you get a like Giannis, center, power forward. Like, come on. So I think honestly, it just makes more sense. You like, because it's just positionless. If they try to say the league moving to positionless, well, I don't really think it is. I just think the bigs becoming more hybrid. I think it just highlights to show that like which position is running the league. Because what is LeBron really? Point guard, small forward?
He's a forward.
He's
LeBron
a point forward.
They could put him at forward though.
What you think, Ace? Your connection working better? I know you start recording a bit. But what's going on? What you think about things?
You stop recording though, low key though. Yours.
Nah.
No. So come back in and see. But yeah, like I said, it's just like I get the cap. I get that. Players, 65 games to be eligible for these awards. I feel like it should go to 60 maybe, because 65. We was just talking about it earlier. Steph Curry wouldn't get it. He missed too many games. He wouldn't even make it. Steph Curry not on
They're gonna have to tweak that. I think even with the salary, we're not gonna see that salary happen for we're not gonna see that salary cap go into play for another few years, honestly. You got your red dot back, you back now. So
oh yeah,
I don't know. It's a lot of things going into it. So I mean, just pushing up.
Hold on, one more thing. I did like how I liked how the NBA is adding more two-way contract slots. I like how teams are going to be able to start carrying three two-way contract players on their team now. So, we're going to start seeing more of these young players, or these more of these players that went the alternative route besides school and went to the G League, or went to school, got sent back down to the G League. I feel like we're going to get to see more of them start to get developed, and we're going to have more stars in the league for real, because that's really where they're coming from now. They're coming from the G League and those other leagues, not really from school.
And then that kind of takes away from the mid-level exception players. So let's say Dante DiVincenzo. Now you got to get this two-way player. Could he be not good? Probably.
He got the opportunity.
I mean, yeah,
opportunity now.
Because look, you got
actually that was a good move. I give him that one. I give the league that one.
I mean, because you got Austin Reeves that came from the G League. Who else? Alex Caruso. You got those type of players.
Came from the G League that's really good.
Jose Alvarado.
There's somebody else.
Jose Alvarado came from the G League.
Somebody else that was really good that just slipped my mind.
Lou Dort from the for the Pelicans. I mean, for the Thunder. I'm tweaking.
But I previously said before, I think like the NBA, like that's what they really feel. I think they indirectly competing with the NCAA. They're trying to get a lot of these players, those young kids, to go into the G League. And I think honestly, I respect it. I respect it. A lot of coming up, a lot of us didn't really like. It was like the G League. It was called the D League too when we was coming up, and they changed the name. I think that did something. Them just getting paid what they paid. They playing ball. They staying in shape. They getting to travel. They getting paid money. They still getting paid money. They're not getting the big millionaire contracts. But it's like, think about it, bro. Like, you like 18, 19, you getting paid like $500,000 to play ball. And like all your games not on TV, but it's like you really get to train and work out. And it's like, bro, you get an opportunity. That means something. I think they're really getting rid of that stigma, of the G League. I like that. I respect it.
Hey, so
I feel like no, go ahead.
I was going to ask. So with the one and done rule, they're not even allowed. High school's not even allowed to go straight to the G League.
They can still.
They can go straight
I
to the
think
G
you
League,
could.
or you still got to go.
I think you still have to go to
Go to the G League.
No, you don't. 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 You can go. You can still go to the G League.
You go straight to the G League.
You can still go. You just can't. You just can't go to the NBA. So you got to play in the G League for a year.
Yeah, you can. You still can't declare for the
NBA.
draft. You can't declare for the NBA draft out of high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, G League. Like, I mean, we had that discussion a long time ago.
Well, we thought they was going to change it this year. I didn't think they would change it.
I mean, bro, it was only brought up because of Bronny. That was it. It was because of Bronny, and it's like either Bronny's gonna go to the G League or he's gonna go to college. I mean, this is off topic, but me personally, I think he's gonna go to college.
Well, so we're just
that's what I.
Since
think.
we got